welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and go check out our Instagram pages where I post daily original photos of our life, our animals, and everything in between. So welcome back to another rat and mice breeding video. Not so much on the care front today, more updates, information. I do want to touch on bedding a little bit because I had an issue this week that I kind of wanted to share with you guys. So to start off, if you don't follow our channel on a regular basis, our last two videos, my husband and I announced that we are moving out of state, and we are moving to the state of Alaska. So it is super exciting. However, it can be a little stressful. You know, we have to pack up here. We're going to be moving, I don't know what it is. It's like over 3,000 miles away. We have to cross into Canada, whole different country, different regulations to cross back into Alaska, back into the United States. So we're trying to work through the kinks as far as all the permits and things needed to transport all of our animals. So one of the issues I did come across, I think I've got everything kind of figured out on what permits I need and things I need to do, which I'm not going to share all the details of that until probably as we get closer to moving, or maybe shortly after. I'm thinking about doing a video beforehand, maybe all the permits I got, things that I did, things that we prepared for, so that way I can share maybe an after video of maybe what worked, what didn't, maybe what we would have done differently kind of thing. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel for all those videos. But one thing that I did learn this week is the state of Alaska has rules and regulations as far as breeding mice and rats. It was kind of a blow this week because I found out that the only species of rats, or the only genus, is going to be any rat with albinism. So those are our albino rats. So any other rat in our colony, hooded rats, any kind of rat with color, if they are not white and have red eyes, can't take them. So that was a bit of a blow because I would say probably 75% of our colony is made up of all those other rats. Only about 25% of our colony is made up of albino rats. And so that was a real big blow because we have worked so hard to build our colony to what it is now. We had intentions of building at least 2 or 3 more racks. I do still have one that I have built that's not here because we are trying to keep everything downsized because we have known for months that we were going to be moving. So that's why our colony is still a little bit on the smaller side compared to our snake collection and other things we have going on because we were preparing to move. We just didn't announce it because we wanted things to become a little bit more set in stone. Now everything's not quite set in stone, but we felt like it was a good time to announce that we were moving. But like I said, now I have to either euthanize, find homes, what have you, for all of my other rats that aren't albino. Now, my husband kind of had a good idea. I'm gonna maybe call around to some of my local pet stores, see if they have albino rats, and see if maybe they would like to swap out. I know a lot of the pet stations around my area. There's like 3 or 4. That's the pet chain that's in my area. They're small family owned chains. They do their own in-house breeding sometimes, and then they get their rats sometimes from outside sources. So some of my good mamas, like my cream mamas, I was very disappointed that I can't take them. Unfortunately, our dream to move to Alaska is a lot bigger than the rats in our colony. So I don't really just want to euthanize them. I'm thinking maybe I could swap them out at the pet store for some albinos, and that way they could sell them as pets. Or I might reach out to some local breeders in my area that I know breed rats, maybe see if they have some albino mamas that maybe they would swap out for some of my good mamas. So those are all possibilities that I am looking into to hopefully not have to completely downsize my colony. I think, what did I say? I only have 5 breeding albino mamas right now out of our entire colony. And I think we have about 30 plus breeding females right now. Yeah, so that's going to be a big blow. I just held back 1 albino male, and thankfully the last few litters that we just got have had a few albinos. Unfortunately, they were very male heavy. So that was a big blow. We ended up, I think, with only, you know what, let's go look. I don't even remember how many we ended up. All right, so I just separated everybody out so I could see how many I had. Oh, you guys still have strawberries left. You guys are all sleeping. So these are the females. We only ended up with 3 females. So that brings me to a grand total of 8 female albinos. Obviously, it's going to be a month or 2 before these ones will be of significant size to breed. And then they were very male heavy in these 2 litters, so I'm probably going to end up keeping at least 2 or 3 more of these males, and then of course the rest will obviously get euthanized. But yeah, so some of these boys will end up being some of our new breeding males. You guys are skittish. Here, I've worked so hard with some of my other breeding females to where they are nice and they don't bite, and these were obviously supposed to be feeders, so now I get to work with them so to make them all nice to me so I don't get bit as well. So as far as our colony goes, we're going to be raising up those 3 females and those few males. I just paired up some of our other males with females, knowing that our cream boy and our other black male that we held back, not Bubba, but the other black male, those are both het for albino. So I'm hoping in these last few litters that we'll get before we move that I'll get a couple more albinos that I could keep back. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to have to see if I can swap with local breeders at the pet store, or we're going to kind of have to start from the bottom and move our way up. Now, I did reach out to somebody from the Alaskan Fish and Game. They're the ones that gave me all of this information. And, you know, they did this for a specific reason. One of the officers that I spoke to as well at the U.S. Wildlife Department told me that a couple years back in Alaska, they had an individual that decided they were going to breed all kinds of different variety of rats, you know, Dumbos, colors, all kinds of things. And Alaska didn't really have any kind of regulation on rats that you could keep and you couldn't keep at the time. I guess the breeding operation got way out of hand. A lot of the rats got out into the community. They weren't kept properly. I guess the officer said it was a huge sting, and it took them quite a few years to eradicate those rats. So certain municipalities, and in Alaska, they don't have like counties, it's boroughs. So in certain boroughs, you can't keep rats at all. One city that I do know of, one of the major cities is Anchorage. Anchorage, you are not allowed to keep rats at all in the city limits. So luckily, the city that we are planning on moving to, I can have rats. I can still raise my own rats. But yes, there is a little bit different rules and regulations. You know, you always have that one person that ruins it for everybody else. Yeah, so, but luckily we can take some of our rats. We're just gonna have to build our colony from the ground up again. So as far as the mice go, it's the same thing. You can only have white mice. So again, I'm gonna see if maybe I can swap out some of my mice with our local pet store and get some white mice. Before, when I picked up my fancy mice, that's what they call them if they're colors, they didn't have a whole lot of fancy mice. They had a large, they had a large stock of white mice. So I don't think as far as swapping out my mice is going to be a problem. But yeah, rats, albinos are hard to come by. The few that I did buy, I bought 2 at one time and 1 at another, and that's all we ended up with. It just so happened that one of the males that I kept out of the cream out of the cream litters, that he ended up carrying an albino gene. So that's how we ended up being able to produce more albinos. So I'm thankful for that at this point. So then, unfortunately, our mice, like I said, I'm going to try to swap them out, or, you know, I'm going to have to euthanize them. But for now, our males and females are producing like they should. This mama just had another litter last night, so they're kind of all together in there. We have some little fuzzies, and then we've got brand new little pinkies in there. I know, mama. And then this mama just had babies as well. About a week ago, they're starting to fuzz up in there. Daddy's keeping them warm. Little fuzzies. So another thing I wanted to touch on in this video, I always get a lot of people asking me, you know, how do you keep the stink down? How do you keep all these rats inside your house and not smell them. You know, in previous videos, I've always said, you know what, it's pretty simple, just clean. If they start to stink, clean them. You know, I usually clean once a week, but some of these smaller tubs, if we end up with, 14 babies in there that are now walking around and pooping on their own, mama doesn't have to help them, then they do get a little stinky, and I'll probably clean them out midweek. Obviously, because we don't want our house smelling like dirty rats. So unfortunately, I always order my aspen bedding from Chewy right now. Just because I like the discount, I like that they deliver it, I don't have to go pick it up, what have you. It is the KT brand aspen bedding. It comes in like a 226 liter. It's huge. I've showed it in past videos. I like that bedding. I like how it smells. It's very soft and so forth. However, our shipment got delayed and I ran out of bedding. So I ran to our local PetSmart and bought their brand of aspen bedding, which I think is called All Living Things. It is not the same. All bedding is not created equal. I don't care if it says aspen, it is not created equal. And let me tell you, while I show you some footage, why. So the All Living Things bedding, it's a little bit thicker, the color's a little different, it doesn't smell as nice, and it is very, very coarse. Now, the KT bedding is very, very soft, it's a little bit finer shred, and it smells fantastic, in my opinion. If you find some other aspen bedding brands that you really like, drop them down in the comments below, just because, especially when we move, I don't know that we're going to be able to continue to get, I'm assuming we're going to be able to get to KT bedding, but I don't know, we need a large quantity for the stuff that we have, and I like to order in large quantity, so I haven't really checked out if Chewy delivers to Alaska, or if I'm going to have to go to like maybe a local feed store. Now, my husband was able to find a local feed store in the town that we're going to be moving to the Wasilla Palmer area, just so we put that out there. So there is a feed store that's local, that is a Missouri feed distributor. So we are still going to be able to get our Missouri rodent feed, which is good. But I'm just going to have to figure out where to get my aspen bedding. So, yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch base on that because I'm always getting questions about how I keep the stink down. And let me tell you, maybe try just changing up your bedding. That could be the source. I noticed midweek, it wasn't just these ones that started to stink, and I cleaned them out, but it was like the whole room. It was all of the big ones, and I usually don't have a problem. And I just noticed that it wasn't as absorbent as well. So like I've said, always clean, keep your stuff clean. If you have to clean twice a week, do that so your rats are well taken care of and you don't have such a big stink. But also you might want to try switching up the bedding because I didn't know there was a difference. I thought aspen was aspen. There's only certain parts where you can source aspen. So maybe it's the process in which they dry the wood or process it or what have you. I don't know. I just know that there is a huge difference in smell, texture, absorbency, everything. So luckily I got my shipment in, I cleaned everybody out again, and so it is smelling nice in my house again because I absolutely hate stink. So before I close out this video, another fun thing that we are gonna be doing here in the next couple weeks is I have a family member who has decided that they want some pet rats. And of course they came to me because they know that I breed. I kind of know, I would consider myself to know what I'm doing at this point. But they came to me and they said they would like to have 2 rats. Now, going back and forth, they decided on 2 males and they told me, hey, pick out which one you think is gonna be best for our family, or 2, I should say, because rats are not supposed to be apart. And 2 males is okay as long as they are never introduced to females. They will not fight, they will get along just fine. And so what we are gonna be doing is we have some babies that are about a week or 2 old. Here in the next week, I'm gonna be putting together a cage for them for a pet rat. So I'm gonna go ahead and share all of those things with you guys because obviously you see how I breed to breed a snake collection, But what do you do for a pet? Now for a pet, you are gonna start really, really young. Now typically you would wanna start handling the babies usually about 3 or 4 days after she has them. Now we're starting a little late on that. We're a week or 2 in, but it's still okay. We're gonna start handling the babies that I think are gonna be a good option to give to my family member. And then we're gonna be setting up a cage. Now the cage we're gonna be setting up is not gonna be its permanent cage that is going to be kept in. They are setting up a cage, you know, at their home, getting ready for these animals. And I'm going to be setting up more of like a travel size, but with toys and all kinds of fun stuff. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. Now let me show you a couple babies that I'm thinking about giving to them. All right, so this mama ended up having some babies and I just left her in here. Now these ones just opened their eyes. Where are you, dude? These ones are so pretty. Was it you? I know I've been coming in here and handling you. I think this little guy is one that I'm going to be giving to them. He's so cute. Look at, he's got little markings on the back of his ears. He's so beautiful. There you go. Hi, mamas. But yes, there's a couple in this. Look at this one. These ones are so pretty. So I also have some younger ones, and let me go ahead and show you those that I'm thinking about maybe picking one from that litter as well. So let's see, I had 2 litters from my cream mama. Hi mama. Oh, she's feeding them right now. I'm sorry, mama. Was I disturbing you? Oh. So these ones are a little bit younger. They don't have their eyes quite open yet. Come here. I found a little boy in here earlier. Oh, that one's starting to get its eyes open. But look at, they're all black, absolutely no markings, tail, everything. So this will be a very beautiful boy. So I know I'm putting him back. I'm sorry. Nibble, nibble. I'm sorry. So I'm actually thinking about doing one of those as well. There's this little one right here too. Mama's saying, hey, put my babies back. They're so cute. Okay, I leave you be. I let you feed them. So, and there's a few little bit older ones in here as well. These ones aren't all black, but my cream mamas are some of the best mamas I have, and they teach their babies. Their babies are usually extremely friendly. Hi, babies. Hi, babies. Nibble, nibble. Yeah. So where are you going? Go get mama? So I'm thinking about giving them probably that all black one from here and then the other one from the other litter. All right, well, that is it for today's update and kind of sharing a little bit about my bedding experience, or my horrible bedding experience. I will never use that brand again. It's just, it's not a good bedding for what I do. Now, if you had 1 or 2 rats and you're cleaning out once a week, it might be a good option for you. But when I have several rats in a bin together, I need things to be clean, smell good, and the absorption to be good for, obviously, for their urine and their feces. So that was not a good option for me. So thank you for watching today's video. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up, drop any comments, questions, concerns down below, and I will see you in the next one. There's going to be a lot of updates and a lot of things going on here in the next few weeks. So I'm going to try to put out as many videos as I can. Things are going to get really, really busy. So I'm trying to keep up and do things as I need to do, moving, especially moving. You might as well call Alaska moving out of the country, because obviously it's 3,000 miles away and I have to cross into a different country to get there. So it's a bit hectic. Anyways, thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay sane, get out there and make your own footprints. Bye.